Sit back, grab your popcorn and drinks, and get ready. Let's start this show.
Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to jojoSPEAKS. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I'm so excited to get to the show, y'all. So, a couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to press the big red subscribe button. Press that button. It takes less than half a second to do, and it's free to do. So go ahead and do that for us. Be sure to give us a thumbs up on this video. We'd like to see a couple comments as well. Give us your thoughts on the topics that we are discussing this evening. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, share jojoSPEAKS all around the world with all of your loved ones, all of your uncles, aunts, friends, everybody that you know. Let them know jojoSPEAKS is out here in these streets. I got my co-hosts back, Jennifer and Tyrone. What's going on, y'all?
Hey.
Yes, unfortunately, Mike wasn't able to join us this evening, but he should be back. But yes, well wishes out to Mike. What's going on, y'all? How are y'all doing on this Thursday evening?
We are doing pretty well. I'm very excited to go ahead and have this conversation with you and the people.
The peoples, yes. So we want to start out with some Black excellence here. So the new inductees of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame have been announced. And two people, one in particular that has been on the list of nominations to be inducted, Chaka Khan. She's been on the list, I think, for the last maybe 3 or 4 years, and she hasn't gotten in, but this year she will be inducted. And also our girl Missy Elliott will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not very often. I believe she will be the first female rapper to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. It's not often that rappers are there. I do believe Jay-Z is in there. No, he's not in there. Notorious B.I.G. is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but not many rappers in general are allowed in that group. Also, the other inductees are Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, George. George Michael. Okay, all right, George Michael, Willie Nelson, Rage Against the Machine, which I am very surprised about. But congratulations to them. The Spinners.
The Spinners.
Yes.
Hey.
Link Ray. Al Cooper.
Hey.
Bernie Taupin, and also Don Cornelius. Don Cornelius, innovator of Soul Train, will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What are y'all's thoughts on these inductees? I'm surprised about Rage Against the Machine. I was really surprised about that. I know they were a big band, but I didn't know they had such an impact on the music industry.
Oh yes,
it's so true.
Oh yes,
absolutely.
Rock, heavy metal,
especially what they
Rage,
especially what they were doing during the time. Yeah,
very big
nature.
Absolutely. Do we have any comments to get to, Jennifer?
Oh, absolutely. I got so much going on here. We have Erin.
Hey, Salute, Erin.
Erin, she made it in early, per usual. That's just her. She can't help it. And she also made sure to let everybody know as they come in today, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm reading everything but what she has here. It says, please like and share. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends and family.
You got it.
Finally. All right. Go ahead, Jonathan.
All right. And so it has been reported that Trey Songz, there were 10 charges that were dropped in the Trey Songz issue. He was arrested in NYC for reportedly brutalizing a woman, and there were some charges that were put up against him. But 10 of those charges were dropped, and he made a plea deal. Now I don't know exactly what he pled guilty to. But he did take a plea deal. So I'm assuming he's probably going to get probation out of this plea deal. I'm sure he probably wouldn't have taken it if he was going to go to prison for anything. But there have been quite a few cases that have been brought up against Trey Songz and his activities out here in the world when it comes to the women's. And so it seems as though, when there's smoke, there's fire. And, Trey Songz seems to be this type that wouldn't have to force someone to do something with him. And so therefore these charges seem to be out of place, at least in my mind, when I'm thinking of someone like Trey Songz. But apparently, with these cases continuously coming up, it seems like there might be some truth to this. Jennifer, I know you have thoughts on this.
Yeah, I certainly do have thoughts on it. I personally believe that something in the milk ain't clean. Whether you have the story right or not. Stories for this have been so negative, and not all that great. Now, for the simple fact that Mike isn't here, I'm just going to go ahead and put it into the space. People just trying to get at him. He don't need to do any of the SA to get any, because he doesn't, it's not needed.
Right,
But for him, it's just very telling, because when an attorney has a case that can be seen, beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're guilty, this is what you do. You make a deal, because they have too much evidence against them. Because if there was no evidence, they'd go to court, they'd fight. Or maybe some people would say maybe he just didn't want to fight. I don't know.
Right.
But I wouldn't get probation for something I didn't do. Just saying.
Agreed. However, I will say that a lot of people do take plea deals because they feel like they cannot beat the case. So that could be an option for Trey Songz as well. Tyrone, what are your thoughts on this issue?
I feel like this young man has been hit over the head so many times that you can't help but just give up in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's most unfortunate that you have stirred up things so much that you have gotten a reputation in the industry. And now you have to walk around on eggshells, because people are going to be gunning for you even more now that they know that the slightest thing can land you in court.
And I know there's still a lot of love out there for him, but it just feels like he only has a pinky toe in the game at the moment.
Yeah, and you could chop it up as being, I'm living life to the fullest, but also I hope that he is learning the lessons here. Like, you can't just get away with everything because you're quote unquote Trey Songz.
Right. And he feels like he can get a pass because he is Trey Songz. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but that's again an abuse of power. With celebrity comes power, and when you have that power, you can use that power against someone else for your gain, for your own personal gain, whether that be monetary, sexually, whatever the case may be. They use that for their gain, and so it is what it is. But best of wishes to Trey Songz and all his criminal endeavors. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
On to something that happened in you guys' neck of the woods. In Atlanta, I believe it was yesterday when this shooting took place. There were 5 people who were wounded. One person who unfortunately passed away. The shooter, Dion Patterson, has been apprehended, and he has been held on with no bond. Jennifer, Tyrone, you guys have a classmate that was involved in his arrest. Do you want to get into that really quickly?
No, we won't name any names, but yes, we know who arrested him or whatever. God bless him and his sacrifice out here in these streets,
protecting the city and the good folks of Atlanta. I also know somebody that was this young man's teacher at one point.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and instructor.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see your students become
murderers,
criminals. It's just sad to see them fall from where you saw them last.
Yeah,
right.
And you can think it's like, how did this come about?
What
happened? Could I have done something to make things better? But.
And the very post that alluded me to this, he was saying, look, you know you could call me and talk to me before you got to this point. Why didn't you call and talk to me? If you had no one else to talk to, I was here for you.
Right. And so, with that being said, do you feel like we put too much into the conversation of mental health being the issue and not guns being the issue? Or do you think it's more evenly divided than we all think?
I think it's evenly divided. Is both things.
Exactly.
The
Right.
mental health and the access to guns.
Access to guns, right.
Because if you're going through a mental health crisis and no one else is listening to you,
Hmm.
well, some people choose to go the route of, I'm going to become a martyr, or I'm going to make a statement
Right.
by going out and doing acts of violence. Like they always say, hurt people end up hurting people.
That's true. That's extremely true. So it has been reported that Rihanna's halftime show is the most watched in history. Now, this is a trend that we've been seeing for the last couple of years. Every single year, more and more people are watching the halftime show, which puts even more pressure on the NFL to get a good person to do the halftime show for the next year. But unlike what Trump said, as Tyrone pointed out before we came onto the show, that it was what did he say, the worst halftime show or whatever the case. I think he said it was boring or
This
something
was
of that
the
nature.
most boring and most horrendous halftime show of all times.
That's
Good Trump impression. That was much better than I could ever try, and I'm not going to try.
No, sit down.
Right, exactly.
You know nothing about music. Shut up.
Nothing. You are not qualified to put your input into this conversation, sir. Okay.
I gave you 2 thumbs down, and if I had more thumbs, I'd give you those thumbs down too. Donald.
Right. I'll give you 10 toes down. How about that?
Totally.
You just go ahead and get to these comments. They just flooded on in. Regina says, "Hey y'all."
Hey, Regina.
What up?
And of course the greetings go across there. Tyrone's in the chat. Caught a few times here. He says, "Welcome to the Mod Squad." No, these are all JoJo's Angels.
Yes.
JoJo's Angels.
Aaron said, "Yeah, I'm so happy." Boy. Robin is in the space.
Robin.
What up, Robin?
Welcome. We
Welcome.
love you.
Thank you for coming, boo.
And of course, she has her intellect ready to share. Robin says, "The sad thing about this incident that separates it from most others is that there appears to be a mental health component.
Right. Exactly.
And we do, yeah. It's like you can kind of see it in his eyes from those pictures there. Robin also says it is both guns and mental illness. Unfortunately, the gun lobby is so strong that elected officials suspend all forms of reason in favor of campaign dollars, which is absolutely disgusting and not the safety of the Americans, the people.
Exactly. Not the safety of your constituents. You're supposed to be looking out for us.
Absolutely.
Not even children.
But you know, it nothing's going to change until one of theirs go to glory, unfortunately. And that's how I really feel. Until they have a close loved one that is affected in that way, nothing's going to change, in my opinion, or nothing's going to change their minds, in my opinion. Robin says Rihanna's halftime show performance stats are relative. It's like comparing the Negro baseball league players to the major leagues. That never happened, if it did.
Yeah, that is true. It makes sense for the numbers to go up every year. It does make sense.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, hey, it wasn't trash, you know.
No, it wasn't.
Not. They still wanted to watch it.
Something else that I noticed over the years too. The NFL has begun to be more progressive with their advertisement of the halftime performance.
They had to.
Absolutely.
Because in the past, they would just like casually throw out, and so will be
somebody's
for
coming.
halftime.
But they had total well, Rhianna being the businesswoman that she was,
Right.
not only did they advertise her, but she even had her own T-shirt for the whole thing. She had a T-shirt. She had a line of lip colors for the Super Bowl on her Fenty thing.
Wow.
It was
She
awesome.
knew how
She
to
knew
take
how to-
advantage of the opportunity
And everything
and
sold
platform.
out.
Mm-hmm.
And her in the middle of her performance. Remember when she used some of that powder
Mhm.
in the middle of the performance? Yeah, that very powder left the shelves.
It went on sale that day too.
Absolutely, they know what they're doing. Anyway, Regina said, "Aaron got a wrench! Hooray!"
Yes.
Jonathan, we made sure that we gave Erin a wrench on your channel. So she is certainly a mod and she has the opportunity to boot when she needs to.
Absolutely. Aaron hit me up on Instagram thanking us for doing that.
Oh.
And we also issued the same thing to the Juice Radio and Talk Show as a friend.
She's already there for the Juice, but she's on ours, Faithful Warrior Ministries too, right?
Yeah. No, she didn't have a wrench before.
She didn't?
Nope.
I thought she did.
Nope.
Well, now she do.
Now you do, boo.
Fifi's here.
Hey, Fifi. Thank you for joining us, boo.
Thank you so much. The Juice Radio and Talk Show says, I literally was so excited saying hi and see the wrench. Yes. I love it. And Fifi said, I see you, Aaron. Well, I tell you, I love that we're building up our core, because when this thing pops off, I tell you.
Yeah, those are the people we gonna need. So in other news, the Brat and her wife, Jessica, it's been revealed that they chose a white sperm donor. They said that the lone black donor looks like Jiminy Cricket. Now, I understand why some people might oppose them choosing a white donor, with them both being African American women. So I get why there might be a little bit of backlash, but they said the lone black donor, meaning that there was only one to choose from. Mm-hmm. So if you're in that predicament, you're gonna choose a Jiminy Cricket looking Negro or a good, decent looking white man. I believe I'd go with the decent looking white man, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on their decision to be down with the swirl when it comes to their baby?
Man, let me tell you something. I feel like people love to put their opinions in spaces that is not required. Mm-hmm. Them choosing a Caucasian fellow to use as a sperm donor for their child, that's their business.
Right.
It just literally is just simply their business. And for people to be upset, maybe you need to tell your homies or whatever, y'all need to make some donations so that they would have more people. And let's keep it real. When you're trying to have a baby, you're not thinking just about race, but you're thinking about how that baby gonna look. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna choose somebody that's aesthetically not pleasing to the eyeballs when you're trying to pick out how your child is going to look through the sperm donor. So I see no problem with this decision that they made, being that the pool, disgusting, the gene pool that they had to choose from was so shallow. They had to make a decision, and they did just that, made their decision. God bless them.
Very true.
I mean, race aside, I think people think too much on things that it's why does it matter to you? You're not going to be raising a kid. Y'all not even going to buy a gift. What is the point?
Right.
It's the red wagon. Let them push it up on it. They have to live with this.
That's their life.
You don't.
Right. But I think that's just a matter of, we as African Americans, we are extremely opinionated when it comes to the business of our own. And so when those in our community make bad what they deem as bad decisions, then they feel like they have to speak on it, which their opinion isn't asked for or requested, but they give it anyway. So there you go.
People love to do if I was,
Exactly.
But
That's exactly what they love to do.
It's okay to give your if I was, but you can't say what people should have done.
Right.
Because once again, it's their life, it's their decisions. You don't want people to come into your life saying, well, you should have chose a better man to be the father of your child.
No, you need to preface your statement with, if it were me, or if I were in that situation, I would do such and such and such and such. That's how.
Exactly. That's how you can.
That's how you
don't get angry at other people's actions that they've decided to take for their life. It's their life. God
exactly.
Bless. Let's live and let live. My God. Anywho, the Jew says, oh yeah, I got a rich too.
JoJo's Angels.
Yes.
We're gonna have to, Jonathan, if we did a thing for you, like
we gotta get you a jingle and everything.
A little jingle and stuff,
I do need a jingle.
Yeah, JoJo's Angels. And when you come down here one day, I'm gonna need you to do a little singing. Watch my show.
So
okay,
drop a little run for him right now, Joe. I dare you. Do it.
Yeah. So in other news, a jury has concluded that Ed Sheeran did not copy parts of Marvin Gaye's classic hit "Let's Get It On." Now, Marvin Gaye's family be on it when it comes to finding people that are using their family members' music for samples without their permission. But it was concluded that which song was it, you guys, of Ed Sheeran?
Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking Out Loud. Now, when you listen to Thinking Out Loud, I do hear the similarities. I can understand where that they can pick up those similarities, but if that was not his point of not his point of reference, then that's not his point of reference. Music has been around for thousands of years, and so some things are going to sound similar, but they're not the same. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? Because it's another thing when you got Robin Thicke's song, and then Marvin Gaye. That's clearly a complete replica of that sample, but there's that. What are y'all's thoughts on Ed Sheeran being vindicated in court?
Here's my thing for the musical stance from the music man himself. Both Ed Sheeran and Pharrell and Robin Thicke's songs are influenced by Marvin Gaye's blueprint. However, musically, stylistically, they differ. Yeah, there are elements that remind you of the songs that they refer to.
Right.
But here's my thing, is music is always evolving and it's always referring to past music.
Right.
And my thing is this, if someone can't borrow from what was already there to influence the future, then where is music going to go?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't think his family doesn't want Marvin's music to be heard through other artists. I just feel like they want the monetary benefit
exactly
of what it is that they're doing.
Fighting for the monetary
Not
thing.
fighting for legacy, fighting for the money.
And
exactly.
Like this, monetarily, in my opinion, you guys weren't owed anything because they didn't take the lyrics. They certainly didn't sample the original.
Certainly did not.
They took the feel. And for the courts to decide in Ed Sheeran's favor versus Robin Thicke and Pharrell's favor, I disagree with the courts because music is constantly, like I said, being influenced by others. And it's not like we're sampling, we're referencing.
That's it.
And if we can't reference, then what are we doing? Music,
well, I mean,
because
I
everything is referring to something in some way. At some point, a chord change from one sound to the next has been borrowed once before.
I will have to say, Blurred Lines sounds like a complete replica of Marvin Gaye's song Got to Get It Up or something like that.
Give It Up.
Got to Give It Up. Yes, that sounds
It
like a straight up replica of Got
does,
to Give It Up.
But it was the feel of the song.
It was
that
different.
Puts you in the mindset. Oh, I remember Marvin Gaye. Just like Thinking Out Loud, it's the feel of it that puts us in the mindset of thinking about Marvin Gaye.
To be honest, when I think about Thinking Out Loud, I never thought of Let's Get It On.
When I heard Has to Give It Up versus Robin Thicke song, I didn't immediately think about Marvin Gaye until somebody said, "Hey, doesn't that kind of sound like Marvin Gaye?" It's like, oh.
And to be honest, I feel like that's how the conversation might have happened in the Marvin Gaye estate, family, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, oh, that sounds kind of like that. You know what? How dare he see our song? And then it just blows up from there. But I'm really happy that Ed Sheeran got the victory in this one. People was talking about quitting music. And it's like, I see why, because it's like, how can I create? And then if something sounds remotely like something else, and I wasn't even thinking about that, what am I going to do? What are people going to do 20 years from now? At least he wasn't doing what Puffy was doing.
Exactly.
Still got to pay
section
of songs, and not just one song. And then think about the song, one of the MIDI songs that he didn't pay for, and they had to go court to get it from Sting. I'll Be Missing You.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely ripped that.
Like, literally. Like these people weren't doing that. So I feel like the Marvin Wines, Lord jeez, what's the name?
Marvin Gaye
family, chill out a little bit.
And here's my thing: if they did the Beyonce route of offering credit, even though it was just referenced or mildly influenced, would we still be in this situation of going to court? Is the question that I have.
I'm not sure.
But see, I don't believe that he was even thinking that.
Because you creatively put together this song, not even thinking in mind that, oh, this is copy.
Yeah, like he didn't have the mindset of doing that. Ed Sheeran, he is a creative, and and from the things that I've seen him do, hearing the interviews that he's had, like he's a good dude. Like
he really is.
People were coming after him like that, but I thank God that he's free.
I think a lot of the backlash was a bit racial as well.
But no, I don't remember there being any real backlash. Let's keep it real. People weren't really coming at him like that, at least not in the generation that we know of.
It's
the people that don't even know who Ed Sheeran is. Yeah, I can see that.
I can see they're like, how dare he steal from? There they go again, stealing. But this is not a Elvis Presley situation.
It certainly was not.
No.
He even he's like, for me, Ed Sheeran is on the same wavelength of Bruno Mars. Both of those men, they are not Black, but both of them understand where their music come from, and they give props to the people that created them, the African American people that created them. He don't act like Justin Timberlake saying, what's his name?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra was his let's not go down there because I'll talk forever. Let me get the rest of these comments, Jonathan, okay?
All right.
Fifi says she had to look up the character, Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, yeah.
Robin says CBS Mornings did a series on fertility a couple of weeks ago. One installment was about the death of Black sperm donors.
Wow.
They featured a woman who started a sperm bank targeting Black donors. Okay.
Wow.
No, I absolutely believe there is a need for Black donors.
I would agree with that.
I reckon. But would you do it?
In my adolescent years, I thought about it, but
To
then
make some money.
Oh wow.
I
Yeah.
thought about it, but then I also thought about it as this: how would I feel about having my child out there,
And
I
I
have
think that's
no
what's
tie
slowing.
or relationship to them?
I think that's what's slowing Black people down from doing it, because
Right.
I believe we truly think a little bit
We-
more ahead about our seed.
We actually take a little bit of pride in our seed and
Mhm.
see
Correct.
some semblance of them growing up, even if we're not totally there.
Absolutely.
Right. For me, I would not be able to do it either, Tyrone, because I would not stop thinking about my child. My child is out there somewhere. I want to know how they look. I want to know how
Right.
they act. I want to know how they are similar to me. What my what traits that I have that they picked up on, or those type of things. Like that would not get out of my mind. I'd want to
I
have a
would-
relationship with that child.
I would absolutely hate to wake up one morning to a knock or a phone call.
I found out
And-
my dad.
I believe you're my dad.
Right. I'd be terrified. I would be terrified.
That's
And then
what
my excuse would be, well, I just needed a couple bucks, so I did it.
Here you go.
It's
the whole phager read all over again.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Robin says, "What you eat don't make me fat. It is their choice."
Exactly.
Regina laughed at me. I think it was from when I was singing. I
Yeah.
don't know.
When you sing.
Okay. Fifi says, "Imagine if our community put this amount of attention on something else, like our credit scores."
Oh.
That's true. That is very true.
And we show
yeah.
Karen a whole lot too.
Caring a lot about everybody else's business.
Everybody
except our
else's
own.
baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Regina says, "Right, Fifi." Robin says, "That's it, TD. Reminds you." That's right. Excuse me. That's it. At TD reminds you. The first time I heard Sam Smith, all I could think was John Legend.
And
Wow.
see, Sam Smith honored John Legend as being an influence,
It's the difference.
Yes.
along with Marsha Ambrosius.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
It's
okay.
one of his
Oh yeah.
influences.
Now I can
Yeah.
see that. Oh gosh, I can see that.
Big
Oh, yeah,
influence
absolutely.
on his music, and you can tell like he loved Michael Jackson. Some of the people that he referenced in his singing and his writing.
So he didn't say Barbara Streisand.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
It didn't say Celine Dion.
At that time. Anyway,
Nah.
Regina says, "Pay these artists for their tunes or make your own." See, this is the problem.
This is a problem. Like
You have to realize, even when you're making up music or when you're producing your own music, anything that you create, it can
It's
sound
subject.
it's subject to sound like somebody else's work.
That's very true.
And that's not what Ed Sheeran was trying to do.
no.
Because when he used kind of like a from TLC, what he use? There's a song, okay, that Ed Sheeran has. He immediately paid the TLC people who wrote Candy and
Tiny.
Tiny. Yeah, they both got checks for The Shape of You.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize what part sounded like it.
Yeah.
But he knew what he had to do to make sure that he can use that, because he basically mirrored it from his song No Scrubs.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that.
So
it's
they
a,
got that up front.
melody line that he used.
Yeah.
Just a small little phrase.
A small phrase too, but they made a lot of money off of that. And he does write. And for them
Oh
to do-
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, moving forward, Robin Thicke said that they were listening to Marvin Gaye when they wrote the song.
This Pharrell and
Seeking-
them talked about that.
seeking to improve on the music. Okay, they should have paid. All right.
But see, it's the thing. Music is so I want to say ambiguous,
Nuance.
nuance.
Mm-hmm.
That even like if you're skipping certain accented notes that is in the original, people based off of the feel of it will get the
Right.
reference. And that's
Because
what
the fans of those artists in which they reference are going to pick up on it so quickly because they know their artist's music like the back of their hand. So they're going to be like, oh, that's from that. So there you go.
Right. Aaron said, "I am so happy Ed Sheeran won, and I thought he was kind in his statement after the win, which made me appreciate him more." Yeah, he's a good dude.
The notion of the Marvin Gaye family to want to appeal this case,
just let it go.
Is it worth the fight in the legal cause? I know you're fighting on your daddy's estate.
No, they spending all the money they made from Pharrell and them to try to get a new check. Anyway, Fifi said, "I just listened to the song. I think I'm biased because I'm old enough and recognize the beat. I'm in the middle." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Those that are real music enthusiasts will be able to recognize those elements right away as fans. Those that are novice to music, it just sounds like music to them.
That's right. Just another song.
It's just another song until it's a blatant cover, like my cover of "Drunk on Love" by Rhianna from her 2011 Talk That Talk album, which you can find on all your streaming platforms today.
Absolutely. Joseph Jarrell says, "Make sure." He said, "Hey, beautiful people, how are you?"
Hey, Joseph. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Joseph. Okay, on to the viewers. Mash the like button. Okay, love you. Oh, Joseph, so sweet. He also says hey to Aaron, because Aaron had said hey to him, of course, as per usual. She's so awesome. Joseph Jarrell also says, "Here's the nuance. When you make something new that's inspired by my work, run me. Run me my check.
Okay.
say it how I would, please, and thank you."
Okay, that's the nuance. Okay, that's what the nuance is.
That's what the nuance is. But if you know,
if Marvin Gaye wasn't a part of the process, what do you do?
What do you do? Well, it is implied influence.
Robert says, "Trivia: when Ed Sheeran came to the U.S., he was introduced to and spent about 6 weeks living with Jamie Foxx, who offered him a place to stay."
Yep.
Yes. First of all, I love all of Jamie Foxx's interviews and stories, and yes, that's exactly what happened. Hold on.
Amazing.
Yes, it shows how human Jamie Foxx is. And how much of a decent person he is as well, to take in somebody. I don't know if he was Ed was a stranger to him. He must not have been, because I don't think
he was a stranger.
Okay, he just knew the boy can sing.
Yeah,
he was like, this boy got some talent. He just need a leg up and getting his foot in the door. I'm gonna be a help to him.
Having major parties at his home with major hitters in the game, and he,
There you go.
So yes, I love that story, and I didn't want to talk about it, but God bless Jamie Foxx. I don't talk about things that make me sad.
Yeah, I wish him the best in the
recovery. In Jesus' name, Lord, cover him. He's a good saved man.
Soul right there.
Right. We are praying he will be home sooner than later. Okay.
Amen. And rehabilitated, no matter what's going on with him. And Joseph Jarrell said, "Bless you, Jennifer. Thank you."
This is something that a lot of artists worry about too as they progress in their career, pissing off the wrong people in the industry, and then it have a severe effect to their career.
Like Nicki Minaj.
Right.
And so,
she still ain't got no Grammy. Oh gosh. Okay.
And to be put in that situation, like to walk around the industry on eggshells, it's just
it's rough. It's like being in any corporate job. There's no freedom in that. This is why you have to be not have to, but it's good to be independent and find your own.
Thank you.
Find your own way.
Share my link to Drunk on Love. They're available on Apple Music for your music auditory pleasures.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Joseph said, "What happened to Nicki Minaj?" I'm an alien. I don't know these things. Okay, so allegedly, and she even said it in an interview, but she made somebody in the upper ranks there very unhappy. She was somewhat disrespectful to them, and they basically blackballed her in there. She certainly have been nominated for Grammys, but after all these years, to be honest, especially while she was at her top, she should have gotten something. The most that they did for her is let her perform once, and that was it. And she has yet to get a Grammy, which is why she does speak up when it comes to the Grammys, but I don't think
And
she still didn't get nominated after she spoke up too.
in the entertainment industry, people do hold grudges.
Forever.
And they hold them forever until you plead your case and they release you from those bondages.
Yeah, the music industry ain't no joke. It ain't no joke at all.
Yeah.
And so in other news, this woman, her name is Ebony K. Williams. She's some type of lawyer of some sort. I'm not that familiar with
what type of lawyer. She's a lawyer. We know she's a lawyer.
She's a bona fide lawyer. Okay,
I'm not familiar with the young lady, but she's getting backlash for stating that she would not date a bus driver, and also stating that there is mediocrity among the sea of Black men that there are to choose from as far as courting or dating someone. Now, I think we all know that there is mediocrity amongst Black men, but then we also do know that there's mediocrity amongst white men. There is mediocrity amongst Latino men. There's mediocrity amongst Asian men. There's mediocrity all around. There are people in many different communities that lack drive. And so I understand what she's saying, but this is something that every single community can say about themselves, that they have mediocrity within the ranks. Just as there are bad people in all communities. There are bad people in the gay community. There are bad people in the Black community, bad people in the white community, bad people in the Asian community, and Latino, in all communities. It's a full circle type of thing. But do you agree with this backlash that she's receiving for pointing out what it is that we already know?
Okay, I have a lot to say about it because it all stemmed from a conversation or an interview with Iyanla Vanzant. And basically her talking about, the slim pickings out there for African-American women, especially African-American women of substance, that, they have the good jobs and all of that good stuff and well off. And the first thing that Iyanla asked is, would you date a bus driver? And she said, if he owned the bus. And her face was screwed up the whole time they were having a conversation. So if I'm sure y'all can find it or have already seen it. So just let me know. But the thing is that Iyanla, she named some incredible core values that a lot of us want in men. Respects women, respects his elders, his mother and grandmother. A good person, a giving person, somebody that is sweet to you, and someone that is a hard worker. And when you think about that, bus driver is like, well, shoot, I wouldn't mind it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my daddy, he is all of that and was a postal worker for years and retired from the post office.
Right.
I would get with that because and also it's a very decent job.
It is. It's hello.
The difference is like the optics might be, not what you want, but it also bears to say, does money or a look weigh more than the values that you want in a man? And that's the question that I'm asking, because instead of saying, in my response, I understand that I stepped on some toes and might have offended somebody, and I'm sorry for that. If she could have just given that, it could have been like, you know what? Okay, all right. But I don't think she's concerned about other people and how she feels.
She don't care.
And I'm actually wondering, does she have someone for herself? Because she doesn't. Oh, well, she just made it that much more difficult for her to be with somebody, because there was this prophet. His name is 50 Cent. He had 24 questions.
21.
21. Thank you.
Yes.
21 questions. They were all about us, and it was just really trying to figure out, if all of this stuff was stripped away, would you still want to be with me? Are you in love with what I can provide for you? Are you in love with how it looks to be with me? Mm-hmm. Or do you love me? And I believe, unfortunately, Jonathan, did you see when she was going back and forth with DJ Envy?
I saw the beginning of that clip. I didn't see the whole clip.
You need to see it.
Okay.
I really do feel that the point is truly lost on her.
Okay.
I understand telling the truth about what's going on, but let's be real. Not everybody in the African American community, because that's what she's talking about, mm-hmm. Not everybody in the African American community is going to be a Fortune 500 corporate lawyer, somebody that has an entrepreneur that's making 7 figures. Not everybody is going to be that. And whether they're that or not, they can still be good people, whether they're making as much or more money than you.
Right.
Or even less money. They could still be good people. Right. So I just, I think she pulled up a Band-Aid off of some things that people are thinking. And I thank God for her reaction and her just being herself, because I feel like eventually a lot of women will be able to see themselves in her. Right. Just to look at how her face was screwed up while Rhianna was talking about that bus driver.
Yeah. That's for me, it's a combination of things. Of course, looks are pretty important. I have to be attracted to you. I mean, if I'm not attracted to you, it ain't happening. I was watching this show on Netflix. It's a dating show where these people go on 5 different dates with 5 different people, and then they go on a second date with one person. And so there was this guy who was going on dates with 5 guys, and there was this one guy named Justin, and he didn't have he wasn't the most attractive man, but his smile and his personality were just on 10. And I was like, oh, you know what? I would give him a try. Like, I would really give him a try. Like, he was a nice looking guy. He wasn't the most beautiful man in the world, but he was just, a decent looking guy. But his personality and his smile,
everything,
it just put him up there. But if you're going to have those different things that you want, if you're going to have those things that you're looking for, stand on that. But you can't be really discriminatory against regular people, because the majority of your dating pool is going to be regular people. So if you're going to be looking for those people who are in those high places, you also have to be in those high places to meet said high people. You really can't be. I don't like it when people always put down those who are working regular jobs, who are making regular money. It's what most people do. And so those who are talking about people who are in these high places, and they want to be with people in these high places, well, where are you? So, it is what it is.
Yeah, but also I feel like they're not only trying to, have that picture, that fantasy be fulfilled, mm-hmm. but also they want to show other people. They want to show off to other people.
Right. Arm candy.
They are afraid. They can't stand 10 toes down in they love. Yes, he's a bus driver, but look at him.
Okay.
Yes, he's a bus driver, but he loving on me. And you've been single for years. Yes, he a bus driver, but I got me a bus driver in my bed. It could be all of that, but people just, okay, let me get these comments. The comments are busting. They're going on.
Oh, especially on this one.
Okay.
I have some questions for Miss Ebony.
Oh Lord. Let me do can't do this real quick, bro. Okay. She did get something then. She got a lesson in deceit. Pettiest at its finest. talking about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I did want to make sure I read this. Robin says, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, thanks. I don't know how/when I came across your channel, but I am enjoying your entire crew.
Thank you.
Robin.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you for being so sweet. Aaron says, so glad you did. Now I have known you for a while, but I love seeing you here even more. All right.
Yes.
So now somebody did say the same thing I said. Some type of lawyer, JoJo. Okay, like come on now. Come on. All right.
Well, you know,
it was just a little shade, Robin. Just a little shade.
a little bit.
You know, just to sprinkle a little shade on it.
She just
Okay, and she also says, do you want to date a man or a profession? That's it.
Okay.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's it right there.
Okay. So just can I get somebody with some sense? Aaron said, now for Ebony K. Williams' comment, I was hoping she would explain what she meant. I can't judge what she said without some follow-up info. She said her mother was a bus driver. So was it something to... Found the rest. Was it something to do with her mother having that job? Maybe she couldn't see herself dating a bus driver, or was it the money he made?
Probably
was it
more the money.
More in common, you know? I hear you, and thank you for digging into that, because I know Erin, she knows how to get past the feelings and go straight to the point.
Right.
I had to have the question. I'll get to that in a second. Finish these comments.
The Robin said, the issue I have is that there is no weight given to the whole person. Morals, values, social abilities, open-mindedness, ability to communicate. Those are some amazing values, Robin.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of people are still in our young ways only looking at the surface, which is really sad.
Right. Well, we find what we're looking for. We jump right on into it, and we don't notice the red flags. I'm waving my invisible red flags. We don't notice the red flags that are flying all up in our faces. Okay.
We need some red flags. Anyway,
we do.
We got to find some red flags. Fifi said her dating pool is automatically narrowed, in my opinion. And you're absolutely right, Fifi.
Exactly.
The people that would have gotten with her, that has what she's looking for, may not even want her, because now they understand this is what she's looking for. She's not looking for a good man. She's looking for money and status.
Right.
That's okay. Ebony says, excuse me. Robin says, Ebony's original response was about men in general. The next day, it was all about the black man. No bueno. I agree. I've heard some people say, I wish she was more consistent with her responses, and it feels like she is, maneuvering to try to appease the backlash that she's receiving.
Gotcha.
Robin says, Judge Judy done told us beauty fades.
Okay, dumb is forever.
And dumb is forever.
Well.
We are very heavy watchers of Judge Judy, so we got you, Robin.
Okay.
Fifi said, felt this way in my 30s, now in my 50s. Give me a God-fearing, tall, dark man. That's all she needs.
Come on for the tallness. Yes.
Okay. Gosh, there's so much. Okay. Regina says, Ebony said this type of conversation before. Oh, she's had this type of conversation before on the Real Housewives of New York show. She wants a man with money. And it's unfortunate. This is the kind of stuff, you put yourself out there, you're going to find out what everybody thinks about you.
Right.
Robin says, people in those high places are regular. Trust me. Absolutely. Erin says she didn't know that. To the juice. Fifi says, someone wise said, more money, more problems.
Right.
Got that right. Robin also says, in addition, Ebony falls into her sorority stereotype. She's an AKA, huh?
Oh.
That's all you had to tell me. She must be an AKA, huh? Okay. And Erin said, Fifi, yes. need a God-loving man who lives his life right.
There you go.
She save. Robin says, "Don't worry, JoJo. I shade her too."
Okay, all right. As long as we on the same page. As long as we on the same page.
Gotta
Girl.
love it.
Fifi said to Ebony, "Beloved, let's talk in 10 years."
Okay. See, you got a
Yes.
man. The man
Yes.
Okay.
In 10 years. Regina says, "Okay, thanks, Robin. I missed your comment, but thank you for thank you for what was it? Thank you, and we're glad we found you. We are. We love you. Like, seriously." Robin says, "Ebony is a bit lost, in my opinion." That's a thought. It concerns me that she is likely dismissive of everybody. I can introduce her to some of the most brilliant janitors you'd ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. And the last one,
Thanks.
oh, thanks, Light of the Leo. I choked on my drink. Yes, she's a soror.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Of Alpha Kappa Alpha.
And God bless them. But go ahead. What was your point, Tyrone?
Unfortunately, what I'm seeing in this is the very thing that Kevin Samuels, the late Kevin Samuels, built his platform off of. These women that are seeking high value men and can't find what they're looking for because they're not looking for the match at the level that they are.
Mm.
And their expectations is higher than what they actually are at. For her, she's a beautiful looking young lady.
Oh, yeah.
But she's no Beyonce. For you to go into things expecting to get the same type of man that Beyonce got. No. You cannot. Because you're no Beyonce. According to Kevin Samuels standards, Beyonce is a 10. This young lady, Ebony, at most, according to his standards, she might be a 5 or 6. Might be a 5 or 6.
Well, then.
Not even including her attitude, just off of looks alone.
Oh, yeah.
And so he would say this in his words. You got to take a step back. Look at yourself in the mirror and reevaluate yourself. And humble yourself.
I think another thing that they look at...
Hey,
first of all, Tyrone has spoken.
I got some more to add to this.
Okay.
You're talking about the man must own the bus. Are we talking about just one bus, or are we talking about a fleet of buses?
The bus line.
Because if he's just an owner of one bus, he's satisfied your whole requirement here.
And it don't take that much to own the bus, y'all.
It don't take that much. And so now who's living up to what you're trying to?
Tyrone has spoken.
Yes.
I am curious as to what she gives, or what she's ready to offer to a relationship herself. Anyway, the Jew says Ebony want the bus owner, but does the bus owner want her? She may not fit the qualifications, and that's literally what we're saying here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I believe the bus owner already married. I just see it.
Probably. The bus owner is married because the right person came along and saw the potential.
Oh, Lord.
She forgets the potential part. She wants something that is already made.
Fifi said, take the wheel. Let me tell you something. I laughed good as soon as I saw that, Fifi. I said, child.
Oh, yeah.
He's saying it. Robert says, TD, you want Ebony to get with a reformed drug dealer, huh?
Look, I'm going to tell you like this. She doesn't even believe in a reformed drug dealer. In her mind, he would never be good enough, even though that he has the business sense to be an owner of some type of business.
But this is the reason why she's still by herself.
Single.
All right, let's get off of this because Jonathan want to talk about the Met at least a little bit.
To the Met.
Yes, we must get to the Met Gala looks now.
But I'm pretty sure we'll talk about this again later. I think she's going to talk herself even further down.
Oh, she already has.
I'm sure. I'm sure she'll be on the list next week. So the theme for the Met Gala this year was Karl Lagerfeld. If I'm not mistaken. Lagerfeld. Karl Lagerfeld. Now there was a little bit of issue because Karl Lagerfeld is not the most popular, I guess, because of his things that he did outside of his work. But Jennifer, let's go ahead and look through some of these looks.
Yeah, Karl, he was fat phobic. He was misogynistic. It wasn't a cute thing, which is why I was very surprised to find out last week that he was the focal point for the Met Gala. But God bless him. So
yes, and rest in peace to him as well. He is no longer with us.
He's gone somewhere, prayerfully to glory. Anywho, y'all get ready. This first picture is going to be a lot, so just ease on into looking at it, okay?
Yeah. So this is Lil Nas X. This is the I don't even want to know if I want to call it an outfit. This is the art that he came to the Met Gala with. I didn't really love the face covering because I felt like it looked a little too jumbled a little bit. Like I wish it was a little smoother. But other than that, I think this is excellent.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No comment.
All right, on to the next.
All right, so let's take this down. There's another one that I found here just for us. So we're gonna stop going there. And could you tell me another reason why you like this one? I'm just curious, Jonathan.
Oh, the other one that I told you?
No, the one that we just looked at. Because I'm sorry, I don't see it. I'm trying to figure out why you like it so much.
I've never seen anything like that on a runway on a red carpet. On a red carpet, I've never seen that on a red carpet. I've never seen it,
period.
I love it. I wouldn't do it personally. And I feel like he did it to kind of just be out there and to make a statement, and he did just that. With his blue cheeks all out and everything.
Child. He looked like the sculpture that I believe he was going for.
Yes. I thought he looked good.
Gargoyles.
I thought it was fresh. I thought it was really, really fresh. Again, like I've never seen anything like that.
The cartoon gargoyles come to mind.
So this is Jeremy Pope. He's an actor, one of my favorite actors. And he wore this beautiful two-piece with a train of a picture of Karl Lagerfeld on the back of it. Now, for this, I think this is like just from the front, like he knows how to wear clothes. Like Jeremy just knows how he can wear anything and it will look good. What have you
seen him on?
I first saw him on this Netflix show called Hollywood. He played a playwright who fell in love with Rock Hudson in the show. It was a really, really good show, and he's not only a beautiful actor but a wonderful actor. He has beautiful brown eyes. He's gorgeous. He's also in a movie called Inspection. I believe it came out earlier this year, if not last year. Gabrielle Union's in it as well. He plays a gay young man who joins the army, and he is openly gay as well. But he plays a gay man that joins the army. His mother isn't necessarily that accepting of him. I believe she kicked him out when he was, I think, 16 or 17 or something of that nature. But that was a really good movie as well. He was nominated for a Golden Globe for his acting in that role. So yes,
sure. Doing it, huh?
Yes, and you should watch Hollywood on Netflix if you haven't seen it. It's Pretty good. It's like out of the box. It's kind of like what Hollywood would look like if we were more diverse back in those days. So yeah.
So it's a period piece.
It is a period piece. It's from back way back in the Rock Hudson days, back in the 50s or 40s.
Oh,
Noise.
Back when Eleanor Roosevelt was First Lady of the United States.
So what did you think of this one?
Of Jeremy's?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I clicked on it and it didn't come up. There
Hit
you
me,
go.
go. Hit me.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
This is Tim's. She's the one that sings all those really nice songs. She's from I think she was in Ghana.
Oh,
But you know her voice. I know you don't listen to a whole lot of new music, but you know her voice.
I love those feathers in the air. Like those look beautiful.
And I love how the skirt kind of mimics the collar that Karl Lagerfeld would do. So I just thought this was really nice. See, this is why we had to talk, because I'm really having to find these things. But this is also another funny one. Not funny. I don't know. I liked it. And I think Aaron agrees with me. You think you can guess? Huh? You think you can guess, Jonathan?
Is it Cardi?
Well, not at the moment, but this is the one. I got so much clicking to do just to pull these things up, but this is
yes, Jared Leto. He came dressed as a kitty cat, and that cat looks so realistic.
So realistic, and I love
like when he had the helmet on, that looked like a big old cat.
Just a big old cat
on the red carpet.
I loved it. Loved it. And I also like the fact that he also had the eye makeup and everything, like low-key matched the cat.
Yes.
Of course, the cat was representative of the cat that Karl Lagerfeld had. And I just thought this was, I'm trying to figure out who's thinking over there, who's doing this
right,
because he always has such imaginative outfits for the Met.
And he always shows out at the Met. I loved what he wore when the theme was camp, and he had a replica of his head and he was holding it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Like that was camp, like camp at his finest. Okay.
I'm over here trying to figure out. He must have some friends that are girls, because he must be friends with the girls. Ain't no way.
You know he's friends with the girls.
Oh my gosh! Because he has done some amazing stuff, but that cat that did it for me. When I saw it on the thing, I was like, oh my gosh! But
here she go.
Here's one of my favorites. Miss Cardi B herself, both outfits that she had. She had a third one too, but I really loved what she wore on the carpet.
Yes, that white is beautiful, but that black is beautiful as well.
Yes, and she said she was wearing 9-inch heels.
Wow.
Under that, I'm pretty sure it was to,
her shorty doo-wop.
Yeah, because she's not a small girl.
Give the dress more space to flow.
Yes.
Yeah, she said she was nervous about doing gray hair, but it really came out well, and I certainly do agree. But I thought this was one of the best dresses, and I think I am biased. I love Cardi B. I'm sorry.
I love her too.
Thus far, anything that I've seen in Cardi, what she was wearing has been perfect for her.
Yeah.
Every single thing that she has ever worn has been perfect for her.
It has. And that's the thing about Cardi. She's not like the most fashionista-ist person in the world, but every time she goes on a red carpet, she looks good. Like the only thing that I haven't liked her wearing was that Gucci dress that she wore to the Grammys with those things that were coming out of the sides. I really, really didn't like that. But, I'll have to look for look at the picture for you.
Okay, you just send it to me.
Yeah, but she had this dress where there were these things coming up out of the waist, on the sides and the back of the dress. Yeah, they were sprouting out like this.
What color was it?
It was black, and the things that were sprouting out were white.
That was I think that was Mugler.
Mugler, yes, Mugler. Yes,
I actually liked that. Looked like she was coming from a seashell.
Right. Yeah. I didn't necessarily like that dress, but everything else that she has worn, I've absolutely loved.
But see, every time I see Cardi do stuff like this, I really wish, I'm sorry to say, I really wish that Nicki Minaj would. Did that thing come up by itself? I really wish Nicki Minaj would do more stuff like this. But I believe this is my assumption. Huh? Don't say it.
Go ahead.
I believe she's in a bad place because the people that has worked for her for so long, a lot of them have just left her, and I don't think she has real quality
Did they
stylists.
really leave her, or did she run them away?
I believe she might have ran them away, but it's been negative relationships, and I believe she's ran off the truly creative people that was with her, especially like in the beginning. Like, yeah, she was doing some silly stuff, but it's, in my opinion, you know,
it was
more put together. She was more put together back then because she had people. I don't believe she has people like that right now.
Right.
But okay, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Because if I'm happy I was able to say that because Mike ain't here. Anyway. All right. Robin says Lagerfeld, the racist, fatphobic, and homophobic designer. I think his history as a person separate from the design skill is why there are so many Black people, rappers, in attendance to distract. I believe that. Yeah. Did I click the next one?
Nope.
Can you do it? Can you just go down the list for me, please?
It went away. Here we go. Robin.
Okay, Robin says Lil Nas X got last year's memo. It was too camp.
It was. I will say, I don't know what Lil Nas X's outfit had to do with Karl Lagerfeld. I think he just came out to make a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just saw Doja Cat. Oh, did you see Doja Cat?
I don't believe I did.
Okay,
you gotta be kidding.
Let's continue to go through these things so I can show you Doja Cat, because she did her thing. Anyway, go ahead, Tyrone. Could you read those comments as I get to this thing?
Aaron says, "Thank you for just showing the front of his outfit. I didn't understand his outfit."
A lot of people didn't, sis. It's okay.
It's okay. And the Juice Radio says, "What the aluminum hell is that?"
Oh my gosh.
Talking about Lil Nas X outfit.
Oh gosh.
Fifi says, "The Juice." My thoughts
exactly.
I mean, Juice says Jeremy outfit is nice and beautiful tribute. Yes, indeed. Fifi says, "I love black and white together. The trade is training." Absolutely. Aaron says Jeremy outfit was elegant.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
I agree.
Very stunning. Fifi says, "Love it." Aaron says, "Taylor Swift."
Oh God, I'm gonna have to find her.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find out Taylor Swift, right?
Oh shoot, I couldn't find her for nothing.
Robert said, "I love Cardi."
I love Cardi too.
Yes,
it's so Cardi.
It is. I appreciate it.
Aaron says, "I love the cat outfit. I thought of the lawyer who couldn't get the cat emoji off."
Yes, I saw that on Court Cam. That was hilarious.
Yes, that was hilarious. He kept saying, "I'm a real man."
Oh no. Did you get through all of them?
No, we got a
couple
more here. Juice said, "I thought he was portraying a cat and Jesus." Nice.
Oh, he do be looking like
he do be looking like
European Jesus.
The European.
Yeah, he does.
Of Jesus the Christ. Aaron says, "Cardi B looking amazing."
Mm-hmm.
White outfit was my favorite of the night. Cat was close.
Yeah. I love it.
Fifi says, "Okay, Cardi, okay." And that is it for our comments.
All right, so if this thing would let me
click it away. You want me to click it?
Click it, please. This is Doja Cat. She actually had prosthetics on her face to actually make her look more like a cat. And when she did a interview, she just meowed the whole time, and I thought that was hilarious.
It was.
Wow.
I loved it. Her dress was really beautiful. It had, it covered her head as well. She had little kitten,
the ears
or whatever. So, she was going along the cat of Karl Lagerfeld, and the dress was beautiful. I loved it. I liked what she does. But what Lil Nas X did made me think about when Cardi B did that whole thing with her hair, her whole face and body was full of red Swarovski crystals for that. And I think I felt like, like a copycat situation, but whatever. Do y'all. All right. We're done for real.
This was gorgeous too. Overshaded by the other cat, but definitely gorgeous. Yeah, right. I actually do love what's her name? Doja Cat too.
Doja Cat, yes.
Doja Cat has actually shown a lot of personality as an artist.
Absolutely.
Last couple of years as her career continues to flourish. I think I do like her.
She's awesome.
Cool. Jennifer, go ahead and give us
inviting to me. Very inviting music.
Absolutely. And that's what you want from your artist. You want to be invited into their world. And she definitely does that for her fans. Jennifer, go ahead and give us your social media contacts real quick.
My name is Jennifer McCullum. I am the light of the Leo. And take that down. I'm the light of Leo. And I'm sleepy. But but we made it through this show.
Yes, we did.
Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube at the light of the Leo.
Yeah, baby, that's
right. Tyron.
They call me Mr. TD McCullum. But of course, you can follow me on the TikToks and Instagrams, as well as subscribe to me on YouTube. Yeah, I don't really do a lot on YouTube, but you can find my beautiful face in places
Come on
of where you can find all your musical pleasures. I'm talking about Apple. I'm talking about Tidal. I'm talking about Spotify. I am there.
There you are.
Mr. TD McCullum. Or just type in TD McCullum and you'll find me right there.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. You guys can find me on Instagram. I'm jojo_speaks 3020. I'm also on Facebook, Jonathan Lee. You can email me, williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. Once again, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff for JoJo Speaks. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. Make sure you're back here with us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until next week, y'all, we're going to say bye. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye.
Goodbye.
End the broadcast.
I'm going to end the broadcast.